Welcome to another edition of The Story Behind the Car. And today's car, this is actually a truck, as you can see. It's a 1962 GMC 100, or 100?
1000.
1000
series.
And I'm with Jeremy, and this is Jeremy's truck. And originally you were saying it was your father's truck?
That's correct. Yeah, so the story behind this truck is it's a 1962 GMC pickup, C10 as most people, know them as.
Yeah.
It is a long bed. I got it from my father back in 2012. My dad was always a gearhead. He actually, for many, many years, had hot rods, things like that. Later in life, he decided he wanted to buy this old truck. He got it, he started tearing it apart actually, and then unfortunately he got sick.
Okay.
So it started, like sometimes it happens, sits in the backyard, starts to kind of like grow weeds underneath it and things are in disarray. So he called me one day and he said, "Hey, do you want a truck?" And I said, "What do you mean do I want a truck?" So he knew at the time, my wife and I had just had our son. He was about a year or two old, and he knew that I was a gearhead.
Yes.
So he says, the 62 in the backyard, do you want it? I said, "Oh, yeah, I'd love to have it." So he was in Colorado. We're here in Missouri. I actually flew out to Colorado, gathered up all the parts and the pieces and crammed them all in the cab and the bed of the truck. And I had it shipped back from Colorado to Wentzville, Missouri. And it's been a labor of love ever since. It's come a long way.
Yeah.
When I got it, it got basically pushed into the garage and it just sat there for the longest time, right? So a couple years later, my goal was to get it to start, stop, and steer.
Yes.
So, right? That was the important critical pieces.
The 3 S's.
Yes. So we got it to start, stop, and steer. And then from there, we added a new wiring harness and we lowered it and we put white walls on it, new steering wheel. We decided to kind of do a 2-stage paint correction. So this is an important note, which I love about this truck. It is legitimately true patina.
Yes.
Okay. Colorado farm truck is the story here. Was used on the farm, and you could tell by all the dents, the dings, the scratches, all of that.
Now, is that hail damage?
There is a little bit of hail damage there. I've noticed that too.
Yeah.
So,
which is amazing because these hoods are so thick.
Yes.
That must have been big ass hail.
So either that, or like I said, it's probably just sitting out in the middle of the field one day, and it hailed, and it's like, well, okay.
Yeah.
So yes, it's got hail damage. It's got dents. It's got dings. But again, it's got this beautiful patina that's all the way down both sides of the truck, but primarily down the driver's side here, on the roof,
too.
all the way down. So it's really cool. That's just one of those things that gives you the character of these vehicles, and I just want to preserve it, right?
Yeah.
I love it. We did actually do a 2-stage paint correction on it just to try to get some depth of color back because it had a lot of oxidation on it, right, when I first got it. So we really had to kind of strip all that off, go in, clean it up. We weren't looking for perfection. We just wanted it to shine.
Yeah.
So we actually went into a 2-stage correction, and then from there I just kind of continued to maintain it with either waxes or ceramic spray sealants, things of that nature. Now that I am a owner and operator of the bays here, one of the things I'd like to do is actually do a full-blown ceramic coating on the truck. But I wanted to have that true look and feel of just all the highs and the lows and the dents and the dings and the patina. So I love it.
Yeah.
I love everything about the way that it looks.
Yeah.
I love everything about it.
You know, it's interesting, and maybe someone can comment below, and I do know a guy, there's a guy out west, Nick Hester, that I've gotten to know. Anyway,
Yeah.
he rebuilds trucks, but on Chevys, it's a black primer, and this is gray. I don't know, maybe GMC used gray.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I think this was repainted at one point.
Okay.
I think it was repainted. Now, it's still single stage.
Yes.
Because you can tell when you polish it, the pad is red.
Yes.
So it's still single stage. So it was repainted some time ago, but I do believe it was repainted. But it's odd though, because you're right. You've got this gray primer, but even on the door, you can kind of see a little bit. There's actually some black primer. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Here's what I will say. Reminder, it's a farm truck.
Yes.
Right? Farm truck, not only did the farmers use what was on the farm,
Yeah.
right? So maybe they had some black primer, maybe they had some gray primer. This might have been sprayed in a barn. I don't know.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
But I've gone over nuts and bolts in this truck, and you're like, you have the same part that has 4 different nuts and bolts, and you're like, it's a farm truck.
Yeah.
That's
Whatever was available.
Yeah, it can be super frustrating at times, but it's so awesome to encounter those pieces because you just get these moments where you're like, yeah, they needed to fix something, and he grabbed a handful of nuts and bolts from the mason jar.
Yeah.
Here
Or
you
the
go
coffee
fix
can,
it.
yeah.
So
Can
it's
I
really
open the
cool.
door?
Absolutely, yeah. Come on in.
And then I want to talk about the bays because, when you're talking about single stage and then, paint correction,
Yeah.
the average person may not know what that is. The car guy and gal will definitely know what
Absolutely.
it is.
Yeah, I would love to kind of give you a little insight here on the bays. That would be fantastic. So the bays really it's a unique space. So we are new to the industry.
Okay.
We're shaking things up. Okay. We offer, so we're very focused around the DIY user. Okay. What we offer is a do-it-yourself or a self-service car washing and detailing center.
Okay.
Now we're all kind of used to your traditional outdoor car washes. You put your quarters in, you self-service, you spray it off. We're also used to the tunnel car washes. We're also used to taking our vehicle to a detailer. Think about taking all of that and putting it into one box.
Yes.
Okay. That's the bays. So the bays is unique in that we give you access to this full facility where not only can you wash a vehicle, we've got multiple wash bays, we have all the equipment that you need. All you got to do is book the appointment. You show up, you bring in some chemicals, you wash the car, you're out of the elements, just enjoy the process, right? We've got wash bays, we've got detail bays, we've got a full retail store. We also have training programs too, right? Which is part of, I think where you were going a minute ago.
Yeah.
If you wanted to learn about, what is single stage paint? If you want to
Yes.
learn about how to paint correct, if you want to learn about how to ceramic coat, if you want to learn how just to simply and safely wash your vehicle, interior, exterior, well, I guess you wouldn't wash the interior, but wash the exterior, clean the interior. We have classes for all of that. So the goal is to give you a space where you can be empowered to come in and learn all this stuff and have access to pro-grade tools, and have access to a place where you've got a ton of products, have access to a place where you could also be amongst other enthusiasts.
Yes.
That's the big part of it, right? Like, it's not uncommon for me to see an old truck and a minivan and a Porsche and a Corvette, right? Like, it's a weird combination, but we're all enthusiasts, right? They all show up and we all have the same need, which is we got to keep our cars clean. We want to keep our cars clean. And we enjoy coming to a place where it just makes it a little bit easier. We get to see some cool cars while we're at it. And overall, it's just a better experience.
Yes.
Like, I have a very deep belief that better is always possible. So I'm always pushing and trying to improve things, right? And this is one of those things. I
Yes.
was looking for a better car washing and detailing experience. I came across the bays. We've got 2 locations in our Chicago area.
Okay.
Those are our proof of concept stores where we originated. And I fell in love with the concept, and I fell in love with the leadership group that's there. We've been in conversation for a couple of years now to make all this happen in Missouri. So here we are.
Yeah.
New space with all kinds of really cool stuff. So, and I know we'll talk a little bit more about that in the video.
Yeah.
So stay tuned. We got more to come.
Yeah, and I do want to go inside and see your chemicals. I need to show the engine, and
Of
then
course.
also can you start it up? Because
Yeah.
that's something I leave out so often.
Absolutely. Let's start with the engine.
And are the miles original on this truck?
So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. The speedometer says one thing. Like everything on this truck, it's a bit of a mystery, to
Hodgepodge,
be
yeah.
honest with you.
Yeah.
So I don't know. The original gauge clutch that was in it had very minimal miles on it, which was hard for me to believe. So we've put in some new gauges since then, and we've got a few thousand miles on the truck now. But really hard to guess. So engine-wise, as you can tell, we upgraded.
Yeah, because
from
it was a
Yep, it was a V6.
V6.
That's what it came with originally. When I got it, actually, it had a small block Chevy 350 in it.
Okay.
So story goes, and actually you'll kind of see this on the backside of the truck too, is there's actually a diamond plate in the back of the truck.
Yes.
Right? So they took out all the wood slats, they put in a big heavy metal plate. Again, it's a farm truck. Like, I can see this thing towing, and pulling bales of hay.
Yeah.
Right? So they needed the power plant to do so. So they actually took the V6 out, put a small block Chevy in it. When I got it, it was pretty tired. The motor was tired. It was leaking everywhere. The transmission at the time, it was a stick, right? And it was all tired.
Yeah.
So I actually stayed true to what was here originally when I got it. I put a new small block Chevy 350 in it. I found an engine from a guy, bought it, revived it, put some work into it, put it in. We actually then added a new transmission, put it all in, and new radiator, power brakes, some of the modern day amenities. Like I still wish I had air conditioning, or maybe a radio might be nice someday. But for right now, I just listen to the engine as I'm driving. So,
and what size motor is it?
Small block Chevy 350.
Okay.
Yep. It's got a little bit of a mild cam to it, but other than that, it's pretty bone stock.
Yeah.
So
what's throwing me off is your distributor cap in the back. I had a 283, and it had the distributor cap in the back. And this guy was looking at it. He's like, when I was a kid, we loved the 283 because we could take it to the car wash, spray it off, and it didn't get wet back there. So just a side note.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So here she is. Let me grab the keys and I'll fire it up. How about that?
Yeah, that sounds great. Aluminum radiator. You got the dual bowl brake booster. Very clean. So I've got a 61 that I'll have finished in about 3 weeks. I don't know if it'll be finished, but it'll be on the road in about 3 weeks. And a friend of mine, Lynn, we're working on it. Lynn's been telling me about Jeremy and his truck for a while. So this is the first time I've gotten to see the truck. Hell yeah. There's the diamond plate you were talking about.
Yep.
Very
Give it
nice.
a rev.
Very nice. That's got a great sound to it.
Thank you.
And I was looking at your truck on Facebook, and my wife we were looking at it, and she said, I love the interior. It's because I have fawn in mine.
Okay, yeah.
And yours is the white, and she's like, that's really clean looking.
Yeah. And again, I honestly, I think it was hand painted by the farmer.
Okay.
You can see the brush strokes in
Yeah,
it. Like
yeah.
literally, there's brush strokes. You're like, oh, they didn't paint that in the factory.
Yeah.
So yeah, all kinds of uniqueness about
And
this little truck.
the chrome bumper and chrome grille really is a great look too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it definitely sets it off. Like when you're coming down the road, it kind of it stands out. I love it. So yeah, you could definitely, when it's coming at you, you could definitely see like, oh wow, that's cool. I love the look of it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So tell us about the bays.
Okay, so the bays, like I mentioned earlier, it's very unique. Okay, we are new to the industry. We're doing something totally different. Okay, there's not any other businesses that do this. Okay, so we're super excited. I'm super excited to be in this market and be able to bring something like this to my hometown.
Yes.
And just give people access to better. Okay, so since we're out here in the bays,
yes,
let me give you a quick tour. So.
Okay.
The bays, what you do is, part of it is our car washing and our detailing, okay? So we are indoors, out of the elements. In the summertime, we've got the AC on, and the wintertime, we've got the heat on.
Man.
Days like today, where the temperature's pretty decent outside, we've got these really big garage doors that we'll open up, so it's a great breeze blowing through here. So, collectively, climate controlled. You're indoors, out of the sun, out of the wind, out of the heat, out of the cold. The goal is step number one, make it comfortable.
Yes.
Okay? So we'll bring you indoors. Okay. That's also really important too, because just as I do is when it comes to washing a vehicle, one of the most important things you can do is give the chemical you put on the vehicle enough time to work.
Yes.
If you're trying to spray it down and it's out in the driveway and it's hot, like you're rushing because you're worried it's going to dry on the surface, not here. Like well, you could spray chemical in the car, let it sit 3, 4, 5 minutes if you wanted to. It's not going to dry. It'll be
Yeah.
okay, right? So the beauty of being inside is you can take your time, let the chemical work a little bit quicker, a little bit easier, and just get a better result.
Yes.
Okay? So we have these wash bays. So our wash bays come with everything, right? So we have all the equipment. The only thing you have to bring are whatever chemicals you want to use, a drying mitt, and a wash towel. No, wash towel. A wash mitt, a drying towel,
Yes.
and the chemicals you want to use. Those
And
are
if
the-
I forget that, you also, we'll show that in a
Yes,
minute, but you've
absolutely.
got an amazing shop.
Yes, yeah. So again, the beauty of it is we are all in one.
Yes.
Okay, we've got the bays in the back of the house. We've got retail in the front of the house. If you forget something, 24 feet that way is the retail store. Go grab something. It's easy. Not like I got to get in the car, drive to AutoZone, 4 miles away
Yeah.
to get what I need.
Yeah.
So you come in and you wash. You get everything here. You get this really nice cart. You can load up all your supplies. We've got an undercarriage sprayer. Most importantly in the wintertime, you can hook that up to the spray gun and use that. We've got these really nice stainless steel tables. We've got the pressure washer. We've got the hose reel. We've got your spray gun. We've got multiple nozzles you can use depending on what level of pressure you want.
Yeah.
We've got foam cannons, right? Pretty cool and important tool. Again,
Yeah.
getting back to letting chemicals sit on the car, right, and do its job. We've got these really nice blowers too. These things are awesome. They've got a regular just pull trigger. They've got this turbo button on top. So like if you got a big vehicle, it'll dry it pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So you've got all that. Then you've also got all your buckets down here too. All the buckets have dirt guards in the bottom of them. That way all the dirt's falling to the bottom of the bucket. You're washing safely and you're not going to continue to introduce dirt back onto the vehicle.
Yes.
So we offer multiple buckets. They're all on dollies. Make it easy. Take it around the vehicle with you. That's the name of the game, right? Ease, comfort, efficiency, better quality.
Yeah.
On that note, this is our bucket filler, but in the wintertime, I've actually got warm water plumbed into these.
Oh, wow.
That way the buckets are warm, it's warm in here, it's just comfortable.
Yes.
Right? So this is everything you get. Oh, also, I know a lot of you car enthusiasts have seen these, right? Good old Viper chairs.
Yes.
So Viper chairs are included in all of the bays as well, including the detail bays. I'll show you those when we get over there.
Yes.
But I bought a variety of the Viper chairs, so you can sit in them, be comfortable. That way, if you're down here and you're cleaning the wheels, it's right here. It's easy.
Yeah.
It's so easy. Not on your knees or bent over. Making it easy for you. Okay.
So I got to ask a couple of questions.
Yes.
I used to have a detailing business.
Okay.
I used to detail for Lou Fuse here in St. Louis.
Okay, yep.
Actually, when I was 15, I started for Dave Sinclair.
Okay. Yeah.
And I was Secretary of the Interior.
Okay.
I used to do the interiors. But I had an electric pressure washer. And what's the benefit of electric versus gas, in your opinion?
So the benefit, in my opinion, is just simply these can be a little less noisy.
Yes.
Okay. The decibels are a little quieter. Also, too, you can use them indoors.
Yeah.
Right? So that's the one big benefit. We don't want to be running gas-powered pressure washers inside with the doors closed. That could be problematic.
Yes.
So, allows us some flexibility, right? Going electric, you're indoors, you're outdoors, you can go anywhere you need to, and you're not going to have to worry about, as long as you have electric and water,
Yeah.
you're not going to worry about any problems. So
Yes.
we went with the electric. They've got great power. They work really, really well. We've been very happy with them so far.
Yeah, and probably there's a lot of people that don't know about an electric. That's why I thought I would bring it up.
Yep,
The other
absolutely.
thing I noticed is I used to be in the business, so I knew about the 2-bucket system, but you
Yeah.
have a 3. So you've got wheels, wash the vehicle, and then rinse the vehicle.
Correct.
That's very interesting.
So we did that on purpose, right? You don't have to use all 3 of them, but in many cases, your wheels are really dirty.
Yes.
Okay? So we know that you want a clean bucket of water to rinse your mitt in. You need a bucket of soapy water to help aid, which also, too, the foam cannon in some cases can make this wash bucket obsolete nowadays.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
But, you might add a little more soap in there, make sure your wash mitt's getting, good lubrication, things like that. So you've got those 2. Wheels my wheels are really dirty.
Yeah.
They get really caked up, and I don't want all that gunk also going into my wash bucket that's then going to go on the paint. So we've got 3 of them, actually.
Absolutely, yeah.
And you
yeah.
can use one or many in combination with the foam cannon. There's no right or wrong answer.
Yeah, interesting.
Just options and flexibility.
Yes, very nice.
So
And then the floor we're standing on.
yes.
I wanted to ask about that.
Yes, great question. So this is race deck flooring. What's unique about it, and this is actually a great call out, is it's raised. Okay, so it's raised, and actually all the water as you're washing will flow beneath it.
Okay.
That way you're not standing in a puddle of water.
Yeah.
Right. We've done that before. You're in the driveway, you're in the garage, you're washing, and you're stepping in puddles because either A, you don't have a drainage system, or you've got low spots in the
Yes.
concrete. What's great about this flooring is, as you're washing, all the water will flow beneath it, and it funnels out to our above ground containment system where the water is then sucked up. Also, what's really cool about it is it just looks really cool.
Yeah.
So, it helps us as a business define the bay spaces so
Okay.
you know where to park,
Yes.
right? So each of these is one of our wash bays. So it helps define the space. It also gives it a really cool look too. The red and the black, we wanted to kind of give a little bit of pop of color in here.
Yeah.
So we went with this. So yeah, even if you look at where my truck's parked, right? It gives you a great idea of this is where I should park the truck. I
Yes.
park within these lines and I've got my own space. This is where I need to be. So that's the one big benefit of using the race deck flooring is it helps you define the space, livens it up, gives it some color, and most importantly, functionally, lets that water and the debris flow beneath it.
So I got to ask, you said that the water flows and then you have like a vacuum system that sucks the water up?
Think about it like a big shop vac.
Okay.
So yes, we have this entire this rail system that goes all the way around the perimeter of the wash bays. And there's pickup points at
Okay.
various points throughout the system. What happens is the water, they came in, they measured the lowest points in the floor, and the water will run out to those pickup points.
Yes.
And then you push the button, it runs the system, it picks it up, and it puts it into a filtration system, right? So
Wow.
we had to make sure that we are compliant in making sure the water and the oil is separated, okay,
Holy
before it
cow.
goes back out into the city sewer.
Yes.
So this system picks it up, dumps into the containment system. It does its filtration. The system is called a par wash, and it's actually out of Tennessee. They're out of Tennessee. They've been great to work with so far. So if you're interested in par wash, look them up. You can also look on carsupplieswarehouse.com. We're also looking to kind of begin to carry some of their components as well. But par wash, it's a unique. They came in, they installed it in about 2 days, and I've got a whole above ground containment system. Filters it, dumps it, everything. Versus coming in and digging a big hole,
Yeah.
putting in a below ground oil water separator. That's a lot of time, it's a lot of money, it's a lot of red tape, that's a lot of opening up a can of worms potentially. So
Yes.
instead we went with a quicker option. We went with this guy here, which is not only just an asset to the business, not just the building, but it does the job we need to do. So
Very nice.
Yep.
LED lighting as well.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
you got to have good lighting, right?
Yeah.
You got to see what you're doing.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Which is important. So that's a great segue.
Yeah.
Detail base, okay? So part of detailing your car, right, is good lighting, okay?
Yes.
So when you're done washing, what you can do is you back up into one of our detail bays, okay?
So just to interrupt you real quick.
Yeah.
So if I'm over there, I wash my vehicle, and then when I'm done, I just simply pull right over to here.
you got it.
Yeah.
Easy peasy. So ideally you come in, you wash first, you spend your first hour usually washing, then you back up, you spend your next hour kind of detailing, or many hours detailing,
Yeah.
right? So in this case, if you want to come in, we've got everything you need, right? So you back up into your spot. We've got, again, more Viper chairs. We went with some low profile ones over here. So you got the higher ones over here, the low ones over here, but the goal is just make it comfortable.
Yes.
Okay? So you got some low pro ones. We upgraded the shop vacs. These things suck really good, and not in a bad way. Okay?
Yeah.
They suck really good. So small, convenient, powerful, really get you in, get you out, and clean your interior. And then if you need to blow out the water that always sits in the lug nuts or
Yeah.
behind the mirror, even just in your interior, we've got air lines that are ready to go, right?
Very
So
nice.
all the compressed air is here. Pull it out to the vehicle, open the doors, blow it out, vacuum it out, wipe it down. This is your detail side. So you're going to finish basically detailing the exterior over here, right? Finish getting all the little bit of bits and water out of cracks and crevices.
Yes.
Maybe, put a little wipe and shine, or maybe you have a spray ceramic or something you want to put on the exterior at this time. Put it on, right? And then work on your interior, maybe throw on some tire dressing, let all that dry and cure, and then guess what? You get to leave out the door, whenever you want to, and then be on your way.
Yeah.
Now, if you wanted to come in and you want to do something more sophisticated, you wanted to polish, you wanted a ceramic coat, or if you just needed more time doing a deeper clean on an interior job, the good news is you can do that here. So you can rent the bay for 1 or many hours.
Okay.
And we've got all those tools too.
Yes.
So when we go inside, I'll show you that as well. We actually have a tool rental, right? So
wow.
maybe I'll steal that terminology from Home Depot or whatever it was. But we've got a tool rental. So you can rent a polisher. You can rent a hot water carpet extractor. You can rent a steamer. You can use these tools that come out here and tackle whatever you need to without having to go buy the tool.
Yes.
Right? Use ours, rent it by the hour. It gives you access to it. And guess what? Along the way, if you got questions, we're here to help.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm happy, and my team and I are happy to help in any way we can, helping you learn along the way. The big part of this is feeling empowered, right?
Yes.
So you gotta have the right tools, the right space, but you gotta have the right team of people and knowledge behind you to be successful. That's the one big thing we're trying to do, is give you the place where you can feel empowered to do whatever you want to do. Learn that new skill. Polish out the swirls, right?
Yeah.
Like whatever it is, we can help. So absolutely. So these are your detail bays. Sky's the limit. But collectively speaking, the bays is your indoor self-service car washing and detailing center. And we're going to give you everything you need to be successful. The other avenue of that, which you had mentioned, retail. You
Yes.
want to go take a look at that?
Yeah, and I just want to point
Yeah.
out, and I don't, this is the way we used to do it. We would vacuum out the car,
Okay.
get it all completed. Then we would take the air,
Yep.
we would hit the dash, we'd hit the vents, we'd go under the seats, and then we would vacuum it again. And it's amazing how nice it would be after we hit it with the high pressure air.
Yes, absolutely. In many cases, I do almost that, except for I just start with the air.
Okay.
I start with the air, I get in all the cracks and crevices, and I just let everything just fall out where it's going to fall out. Then I go vacuum it up.
Yeah.
And in many cases, you're right. You sometimes do need to go back with the air. You might get some stuff that's stuck into the fibers. You got to really massage it, get it out. But yes, hit it with some air, vacuum it up. Maybe potentially hit it with some more air. You're good to go.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And that was over 15 years ago. But the reason I bring it up is because it's it's evolved now, and it's
Yeah.
such an art form. And you offer training and
We do, yeah. So to your point, if you're like, tell me, I want to learn the best way to clean my interior. Whether that's I just want to get the best result, or I just want to be more efficient.
Yes.
Teach me how to do that. Okay, we can do that. We've got training classes that'll teach you how to be most efficient, get the best results, understand what the different products and the tools are, so you can decide what's the best fit for you.
Yes.
Right. So we have that for the interior. We have the same thing for the exterior. So yeah, whatever you need.
yeah, right on.
Easy peasy.
All right.
So, all right, you want to go check out the retail store?
I do,
Let's go
yes.
walk you in this way.
Okay. And what a cool truck.
Thank you, I appreciate that. So what I'll start with, as we're kind of on the heels of the concept of training, so call out to, again, we've got a hot water carpet extractor.
Yes.
We've got a steamer that can be rented. We also have this tool rental over here as well. So as you can see, I've got a variety of polishers. Different throws, different size backing plates, different brands. The goal is, in some cases, you can come in, you can try before you buy it, right?
Yeah.
Or you come in and you try it and you just try it because you need to try it because you want to polish the vehicle. But that's basically our tool rental. So you can.
Oh, wow, this is cordless?
Yep, that's cordless. So yep, we've got battery operated, we've got corded, we've got a whole variety of things up there. So all
Wow.
kinds of tools for you to have fun with. So
Yeah.
that's actually our tool rental.
I have one of these, and it's interesting when I'm at a car show, especially on black vehicles, I'll see it where they must be using the old wool 6 or 8 inch pad.
Sure,
And they
yeah.
got swirl marks all over it, and I just look at it like, man, there's a better way. And you're
Yeah.
all about the better way. And before we go on, tell me about this bucket.
Yeah, so one of the things we like to do
I got
each
the light,
month
find the
is
light.
I try to each month do some type of giveaway, right?
Okay.
It's important for me to give back to my customers. So in many cases, if you come into my store and you buy something from retail, or if you buy, time in our bays, I like to give you tickets, right? So then
Yeah.
we'll take the tickets, we'll write your name on it, and then we'll throw them in the bucket, right? And then usually once a month, I'll pull a ticket out. Actually, the end of the month is next week. So we'll pull that out, we'll draw a name, and see who wins.
Yes.
So I do try to give away, some items. Again, it encourages people to come in, have some fun, make some purchases, but also it's fun to win stuff.
Yeah.
So when I can, I try to give back.
Heck yeah.
Absolutely.
And I interrupted you when we were talking about the polishers. So
You're okay. You're okay. I think in a nutshell, I think that's about it for tool rental.
Okay.
I think the key takeaway there is if you need a tool and you don't have it, or you need a tool and you don't know how to use it, we've got the tool rental, we've got the tools, we've got the knowledge. We can help you figure it out.
yes,
Just come on in. Let me know what you're trying to tackle, and we'll point you in the right direction. That's simple.
very
So,
nice.
Okay, now here's the other big exciting part is this is our retail store.
Yes,
So what's unique about this retail store is we are giving you access to pro grade and premium brands that today you can't buy at a brick and mortar store. So what's unique is you can now come in, have a variety of different brands to choose from, ask all the questions you want to ask, pick up the bottle, look at it, what does it look like? What does it arguably sometimes, what does it smell like? Right?
Yeah.
I'm a big smell guy. So sometimes
too.
I help people make decisions of what they want to buy based on what do you like better? Does this smell better or does this smell better?
Yeah.
So, it's the true brick and mortar experience that you can't get today when you're trying to buy car washing and detailing chemicals because, if you go to a big box store, there's no one there to answer your questions. There's no one there to point you well, where do I start? What do I buy? Right? There's no one there to do that. But also too, there's no one that's going to open up a bottle of something, let you smell it, or let you go use it in the bays.
Yeah.
So it's a much different experience besides the fact that everything we have are all brands that you can't get today. So what's really unique is we love that we can offer to you guys everything from chemicals to ceramic coatings to more chemicals. We've got a variety of brands. We've got everything from pads and polishers and sprayers, brushes and applicators and towels. My towels are a little bit light right now. We had a big weekend last weekend where the BMW Club of St. Louis came out, so we sold through quite a bit of our retail last weekend. So big shout out to them. Thank you guys for coming through. But usually I've got about 4 or 5 different varieties of drying towels here that you can choose from.
Okay.
And again, part of the experience, right? I wanted to make sure people could come in and say, okay, well, what is the difference between a 350 GSM towel to a 500 GSM? Or more importantly, what the heck is GSM, right?
yes,
So people can come in, you can feel the towel, you can feel the difference between the two. You can see, oh, this one's different than this one, and this one's much different than this one. What do they all do? Jeremy, please tell me what's going on here, So again, it's part of the experience to come in and experience what you want to use, what's going to be in your hands, doing the job, getting the things done, and it's going to be part of your experience as you're cleaning that vehicle. Because there's a Zen aspect to cleaning your vehicle, right?
Yes.
I had a friend tell me once there's a thing called a Zen do, meaning you're doing work, but you're in this kind of Zen state. It allows you to really be focused, not worry about all the noise, focus on the task at hand, see the results, and just be satisfied with it. So I love using Zen do as a term to kind of describe what we all love to do.
Yeah.
Yes, you have to keep the car clean, but there's something about it. You get some detail spray out, you start wiping it down, you feel the softness of the towel, you see the gloss of the paint. It's just a nice feeling. It's a nice feeling.
So I see the clay mitts. When I was detailing, these were not available. I was doing it back in 06 through 08 or
Sure.
09. But a few years ago, a guy called me and said, hey, we got overspray paint on a car.
Yeah.
We can't get it off.
Yeah.
And I don't remember what I charged him. I told him a price. He goes, are you sure that's enough? I made out really well. But I just washed it with a clay bar, and it all came right off.
Yeah. So what's really cool is this is kind of modern technology, right?
Yes.
Where yes, we're still using clay, but it's a synthetic clay that they've now embedded in a variety of forms. So this is a clay towel. It's
Yes.
become very, very popular. We also have a clay mitt, the very same thing. You put your hand in it, or you've got clay scrubbers. Okay. What's really cool about this is this new technology you're going to use it in the same context. Okay, you got some type of buildup on the vehicle. For example, we also do full service here. Okay, I had a customer in yesterday for their full service interior exterior wash. And what we did was I noticed on the exterior as I was washing it, it was real grabby, right?
Yes.
You could hear it. Okay. So what I actually do is I actually use a synthetic clay towel, because what it does is when you're using it in your wash process, you can glide over the surface and all that contamination is coming off because of the clay, but it's falling into all these little pockets.
Yes.
Okay. So the idea is it builds up there, you dunk it in your wash bucket, you rinse it out, and you keep going. Okay. What's great about this is they're not as harsh as a traditional clay bar. Okay. So you can actually get in, quote unquote, clay your whole vehicle as part of your wash process to decontaminate it, and it's not going to leave behind a bunch of marring and scratching.
Yes.
So it's really, really cool because it's modern technology. You can integrate it as part of your wash process. You could do this every time you wash or every couple months. It's completely up to you. But the good news is you're doing it and you're not going to create any extra work for yourself. Because in most cases, when you do a traditional clay bar, you ideally need to polish to some degree afterwards, right?
Yeah.
And of course, there's different grits of clay, or fineness of clay. That could depict that as well. But collectively, you're doing some type of polishing afterwards. This, you're not. So it's cool. There's new technology like this. So these are like the really cool things we like selling. The new stuff, right? The new stuff. We've got some old stuff too, right? Doesn't matter what you're looking for. New, old, you want to explore and try something new. You saw a video and you're like, what the heck is this clay towel? Well, I'll show you. I'll pull it out of the package and I'll show you exactly what it is.
Yeah.
So, yes,
Very
clay
nice.
towels are one of the new technologies that are become very popular, and they're very, very handy.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
because when I had a detail business, we had literally a clay bar, and
Yep.
these guys would drop
Yeah,
it.
like an actual clay bar.
Yeah,
Yes,
they
yes.
would drop it and pick up sand. And it's like, you can't do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Once you drop it, then you're just done.
Yeah.
So, 100%, absolutely.
Yeah, that's what's so valuable to the average person, to have a shop like what you have,
Yeah.
have the ability to speak to somebody who can educate me on
Yep.
why I need it, what the value is, and what alternatives. That's fantastic.
Absolutely. Perfect. So let me tell you a little bit about the products we have, right? So we've got a ton of different brands, DIY Detail, CarPro, Dr. Beasley's, G-Technic, Koch Chemi's really popular nowadays, P&S, great brand, been around a very long time, high quality products, Armor Detail Supply, Stoner's Car Care, Geon, fantastic brand as well. So we've got a lot of different chemical brands. That's just some of them, the name. What's also unique too, as I mentioned earlier, is we sell a lot of ceramic-based products as well. So
Yes.
ceramic is the new technology. We're all kind of used to, waxes and things of that nature. Well, the industry has really gone towards going more all in on ceramics the last, 5, 10, 15 years, because of the durability that you get out of ceramic over wax, as well as you're going to get great hydrophobics, good gloss, things like that. So what's really unique is I sell a variety of ceramic products. Some of them are true ceramic products. So you're going to do all the proper prep work, you're going to polish the vehicle, decontaminate it, all that good stuff, and then you're going to put a coating on. Some of them come in 3 years, some of them come in 5-year durabilities, and even 8 years, all different shapes and sizes. Each brand has a little bit of unique characteristics of what they're offering, but
Okay.
you could do a true ceramic coating like this, or we've even got some really cool products that are more of your spray-on ceramic sealants.
Yes.
So these are easy, right? These are, you've washed the vehicle and now you've got a ceramic gloss or quick beads is what you're using to quickly spray on a level of ceramic that's going to leave some protection, 3 to 6 months.
I
right?
was going to ask, yeah.
And it really all depends on how the vehicle is kept up, but you're going to get 3 to 6 months out of something like that, and it's so easy. You just spray it on, buff it off, done.
Yes.
So what's really cool is in all these products, yes, we've got easy things. We've got harder things, right? We've got more sophisticated things. We've got simple things. We've got all kinds of things in the retail store. So whatever you might need, we've got everything, and we're happy to help you point you in the right direction. And sometimes it's also worth mentioning some of our products, are more dilutable than others. So you have to mix them and dilute them. Some of them are ready to use. So what I like to do when my customers come in, I always try to diagnose, what are you looking for?
Yes.
Something quick and easy? Do you want to dilute it? Do you not? Are you looking for, we were just talking about tire dressing earlier,
Yeah.
right? So, you ask the questions. Okay, do you want a lot of gloss, a little bit of gloss? Do you want it to stay on for a week, 3 months? Like, what do you want? So I love being in that place where I can help advise people on what to get and then point them in multiple directions. So
Yeah, so it's not just Coke or Pepsi. It's, for instance, on the tires, so many people like it shiny, but then it slings all over the side of their vehicle, and then they're disappointed.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So a lot of different options to choose from. So the goal is to be here to help find the right solution.
Yeah,
Yep.
beautiful.
So this is really our retail store in its entirety. So like I said, like I mentioned, we've got a ton of different products. We've got brushes, we've got pads and polishes and polishers, if that's something you're interested in. If you need some equipment, some air blasters, foam cannons, we have all that stuff too. Also kind of part of our retail space, and one of the amenities we like to have for our members is we have a locker room, okay? So our locker room is pretty unique. Oftentimes when members come in, they come in to wash their vehicle, member or even non-members, right? You don't have to be a member in order to use the bays. You can be.
Yes.
It unlocks further discounts, and you get further amenities. But non-member or not, you can come in and you can rent a locker. So what a lot of people will do is they'll come in and they'll store some of their supplies here.
Okay.
That way, they don't have to lug it back and forth in the vehicle. You kind of mitigate that risk of a lid coming off and something spilling in the car and creating a mess, or you just don't want to just lug it back and forth. Come in, put yourself a selection of your items in your locker. You get a key, you lock it up, and then you go along your way. And then I've got multiple members that all are here, and they do this. They do exactly this. They come in, they drop their items off in the locker, and when they come in to use them, they just unlock everything and get it out, and then they go out in the bays and they wash their car.
Very nice.
So as part of our, I would say, our retail area here, we've also got this really cool locker room.
Yes.
So,
What's interesting is my office manager is my sister-in-law, and she got a new vehicle about a year ago.
Okay.
And she got one of those car wash where you drive through.
Sure.
And it had she was going through like every week.
okay.
It just beat the hell out of her car.
Sure. Yep.
Broke the back wiper. She's got an SUV, and some trim came off. And it's just so disappointing. And that's where I was going to ask, do you offer packages for someone, instead of going through one of those, they can come here and get a better job that's going to last longer?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So the other part of our business is we've got the self-service model, we've got the retail store, we've got the training programs, but we also have full service too. So if you don't want to take care of it yourself and you want it to be maintained by a pro, or you just don't have time, or maybe the job's too complex, no worries. You can bring it into us. We have basically all your traditional detailing services. So a great example of the car wash, right? So the car wash can be tricky, right? It usually gets the car cleaner, but it doesn't get it clean. And unfortunately, in most cases, it's going to accrue some scratching and some marring, and they've got to use very, very high chemicals to try to get the car as clean as they can in the shortest amount of time they can.
Yes.
So there's some challenges with it, right? So yes, if someone's looking for something that gives them a better level of clean, but they need it at a certain frequency, we can absolutely solve for that. So I've got a lot of customers that will come in, they will do weekly, bi-weekly, monthly type of details. We'll get in and we'll basically refresh the surface,
Yes.
right? So instead of going full-blown detail, we'll get in, we'll freshen it up, interior, exterior, make sure things are protected, make sure things are conditioned. Again, just give it a better level of care.
Yeah.
So absolutely, we would love to help her if she wanted to come through. Again, whatever frequency she wants. She wants to come every day, I'll clean it every day. She wants to come once a week, we'll clean it once a week.
Yeah.
That's completely up to her, but we'll find the right solution. So
Very nice.
Yep, absolutely.
So just to wrap things up, put a bow on it, who is your ideal customer? What kind of people, in your opinion, are ideal for this and get the best value for them as far as their vehicle detailing?
So that's a very interesting question, actually. Most people say, oh, we have a customer demographic between the age of 25 and 35, and they have this median income and all this stuff, right? What's unique is, and we see this in our other stores too, is we can't pinpoint it.
Yeah.
We are our customer. What we're finding is our customer demographic is just a true car enthusiast.
Yes.
I will tell you, there are days when a customer comes in, and he's the guy, the family man, he's got a couple kids, and he's driving a minivan. Okay, he brings in the minivan to come get detailed. Yet across the way, there's a young guy with a Tesla detailing his Tesla. Maybe you got a guy like myself on the other end detailing his 1962 GMC pickup truck.
Yeah.
And then you got another guy that's got his everyday driver GMC Sierra getting detailed. It's all over the place. I would say to kind of put some parameters on it, we're usually in the 20 to 55 or 60 range, looking at a huge demographic. But it's wild because what everyone shares is everyone's vehicles are different.
Yes.
But they have this desire to achieve better and have a desire to take care of the investment they've made in their car, whether it's just a daily driver or whether it's a classic, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Everybody just they just want to come in and they want to have a good experience. They want to have a better experience, and they like being able to come in, have access to everything they need. So it breeds a sense of convenience,
Yeah.
right? You're getting a better wash because you get better tools, better space, better equipment, and better products and better knowledge. So you're going to get a better result. But then a lot of it is just community.
Yeah. Yeah.
People like coming in and seeing other people, right? You like seeing your buddy. Hey, Tom, how you doing today? I see you're washing the truck. Yeah, like brief conversation, chit-chatting. Like that's a big element of it too. And you can't get that going to any other car wash.
No,
right?
not at all.
You can't arguably even get that standing in your driveway, washing your vehicle, by yourself. I will tell you, a good friend of mine, his name is Bruce. He actually has a YouTube channel as well called Bruce's Garage. Okay. So if anyone's looking for really good content on how to detail your vehicle, Bruce does a fantastic job. Very digestible. He goes into detail about what he's doing, why he's doing it. He's a great resource. But Bruce is funny because he comes to the bays and he says, Jeremy, I have a problem. And I think, oh my goodness, what's wrong? Like, what's wrong, Bruce? He goes, I really like coming to the bays because I get to talk to other people. He's like, being at home in your driveway or your garage can be, at times kind of lonely.
Yeah.
So he goes, it's cool to be here to see other car enthusiasts and see other people and ask people, hey, what is that tire dressing you're using? Do you like it? What does it look like? What does it smell like? How long does it last? Right? Or, hey, I really like your car. You know? So it's unique that it's all about community. And I think that community has a very wide demographic of age and income and lifestyles and everything in between. So I can't really define for you what our ideal customer, our target customer is, other than a car enthusiast.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's interesting. You've had multiple people coming in today, and you had a gentleman that just came in wanting to buy a glass cleaner.
Yeah.
And the first thing you asked him was, "What are you trying to do?" And he said, "Well, I've used this one. I didn't like it." And you said, "What didn't you like it?" And you were drilling down, and then you put him in another glass cleaner, and I'm standing there thinking to myself, holy cow, to me, a glass cleaner, it either works or it doesn't.
Sure.
But there's so many idiosyncrasies, so very, very cool.
There is, yeah, and that's a great example of what I love to do, is someone comes in and says, I'm looking for a glass cleaner. I'll say, okay, well, what are you looking for? What have you tried? I tried the spray on, I didn't like it. Okay, well, let's go a different route. More importantly, we talked a little bit about, my background prior to all this, living in the world of operations, right? So for me, I'm always focused on what is the process you're doing.
Yes.
So how are you cleaning your glass? That was one of my questions I asked them. Are you using one towel, two towels, multiple towels, a dirty towel, a clean towel? Like, what's the process like? Because the process is very important, especially when cleaning glass.
Yes.
Glass can be very difficult, but if you find the right process and the right product, it's easy.
Yeah.
It's easy. So yes, I love being in that space where I can help people drill down and find a solution that's going to work for them. Not just say, oh, you can try this. Try that.
Yeah, right on.
And sometimes there will be a little bit, I haven't tried this yet. You can try it. I've heard good things. But in most cases, I'm usually making recommendations based upon what I've either used or what I've seen my customers use or heard from the industry. So yes.
Very nice.
Yep.
So is there a website that people from not in this area can go to and get more information?
Absolutely. So if you go to thebaysstl.com,
Okay.
That'll take you to my website. It'll give
Okay.
you all the information you need. If you're looking on my social media, same thing. We're on Facebook and Instagram, The Bays STL. You can find us there. You can also look at the Bays at carsupplieswarehouse.com. That'll give you further insight into our other franchise as well. our other stores, not just my franchise store. So
Yes.
lots of different places there, but collectively, The Bays STL starts you here, get you more insight to everything you've seen today in this video, and that's where you can start to learn a little bit more about everything.
Wonderful. Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much, Jeremy.
Thank you
It was
so much.
Great time today.
This is fantastic. I appreciate it. I appreciate the time. I'm super excited you guys were able to make it here today and walk through everything. I love sharing the story. I love sharing the space, and with everything, there's always a story.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
I love it. So thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate you. Thank
You
you so
bet.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.